7 minutes after 9 o'clock. It is time for Veterans News. Today, Veterans News is a full hour long, and Hank Whittier is in the studio. Good morning, Hank. How you doing?
Everybody, let's hope it's going to be a good, productive, and peaceful new year. We got a lot of folks in the studio this morning, so we're going to try to get right to it. Unfortunately, we're going to start off the new year with casualties. I'm going to do the Army, and I think the Reverend will do the, we got a couple of police officers and one firefighter. So, killed in action in Afghanistan was first class, from the U.S. Army, by the way, Mihail Golan, and he was 34 from Fort Lee, New Jersey, killed in action in Afghanistan. And we also have a second casualty, Avedon Turlock, he was from California. Avedon Chavez, and he was from Turlock, California. He was 20 years old, and he was killed in December in Iraq in the line of duty. And we have some police officers and a firefighter.
Yes, we have some fatalities to talk about. Firefighter John Randall from the Wamego Fire Department out of Kansas. He sustained life-threatening injury from a fall he endured through a fire apparatus to service. We also want to mention State Trooper Michael Anson, who was died as a result of cancer that he developed from 9/11 working at the World Trade Center. He just succumbed, to his cancer. He served New York State Police for 31 years. And we have out of Douglas County Sheriff's Office in Colorado, Deputy Sheriff Zachariah Parrish was shot and killed after responding to a disturbance call at Highlands Ranch at approximately 5:15 a.m. on New Year's Day.
Okay, Larry, I think that's it. We don't have anybody local to mention. Hate to start the new year off like that, but we will continue mentioning casualties and killed in action throughout the year. Hopefully, not many, I hope. I hope maybe this is the last of it, but keep them in your thoughts and prayers, Larry.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
All right, Larry, thank you. Larry, you're going to help us and tell us who makes all of this possible, correct?
Yes,
Oh, you weren't going to, you're going to tell me no? Is that what
No. Bob Wines makes it possible. Bob Wines Community Garden and Nursery offers veterans a 10% discount, so make sure you let them know you're a veteran. And Veterans News is brought to you by Bob Wines. They've been doing this for a very long time now. They're at 2610 Southeast 38th Street here in Ocala. When it comes to landscaping, Bob Wines has what you need, everything from small plants to large trees, mulch, fertilizer, and so much more. Bob Wines will even deliver, plant, and guarantee their trees. Bob Wines Community Garden and Nursery has been keeping you blooming since 1952. And Veterans News is also brought to you by Hires Baxley. funeral services, and Highland Memorial Park. Hires-Baxley has had generations of families honor them with their trust and confidence. They believe it's because for the last 128 years, their team of caring professionals have established a reputation of serving families with excellence and compassion. Hires-Baxley currently partners with the Boy Scouts of America, Troop Number 72, to properly dispose of decommissioned American flags. They also are a drop-off location for the program Cell Phones for Soldiers, helping to provide minutes that matter, and Helping Heroes Home. Hires-Baxley is located at 910 East Silver Springs Boulevard, or you can call them at 629-7171 and go to their website, hires-baxley.com.
Well, in addition to that, Hires-Baxley and Bob Wines are very generous to the veteran community, big supporters, so we really appreciate them, and of course we appreciate WOCA. Listen, we have so many people here. You know how I am on names. I'm likely to, I may make a mistake. It's so unusual for me. So we're going to go around the table, and everybody's got some issues we want to talk about. But I tell you, everybody at the table are very big supporters of veterans in the veteran community, and in the community in general. They're very generous with their time and their assets. So we appreciate everybody being here.
You're saying we have our own personal issues?
No, not personal. No, well, you're in therapy. You are.
Well, we know
Listen,
that.
most attorneys need to be in therapy.
Exactly.
I'll probably get sued for that, no doubt, right? But with Rick Hurley here, everybody knows Rick. Rick kind of keeps us updated on all the changes in the laws regarding the VA and veterans claims. So,
Pleasure to be here. Yep, Richard Hurley from the law firm of Corey and Hurley Law Group. We represent veterans throughout the country, and glad to be here, and Happy New Year.
absolutely, thank you.
Daryl Brazier, Navy veteran, also National Guard Ranger Company.
And you're with? You want to tell us who you're with?
With SECO,
Yeah, we appreciate SECO. They work well with us in helping veterans how to use that service. So we appreciate you guys. Well, everybody knows who I am. At least if they don't, they should. Anyway, go ahead.
You're not going to introduce yourself?
No, listen, do we know who I am?
No.
Sometimes I don't know who I am.
Not here that often. So
No, it's
you
true.
should.
Thank you. Yeah, I think my contract's been canceled, actually. But
Jinky Diaz with Vets Helping Vets and Caliber Home Loans.
yeah, Jinky's on our board, and of course, Caliber is one of our very, very big supporters and contributors to our fundraisers, and had a very successful December fundraiser here, thanks to her and Caliber. Masquerade ball. Some of us are still in costume. Right. Okay.
You are still in.
I'm always in costume. You wouldn't prefer it any other way because, if I took the mask off, you'd be really sickening. But in any case, thanks for being here, Jinky. I appreciate all you do.
And I'm Oralina Brazier, and I work with Trinity Broadcasting Network, and I'm working to put together a First Responders Prayer Breakfast February 8th of this year on a Thursday morning, bright and early at 7 a.m., and looking so forward to honoring and letting our first responders know how much we love and appreciate them and honor them for all that they do, their service to our community, our state, and our cities.
Very good.
Meredith Johnson, Director of Business Development at the Vines Hospital. I'm also the chair of the Mid-Florida Veteran Health Alliance and a member of Marion County Veterans Court. The Vines does a lot of work with our veterans here in the community and the community at large. We recently opened up a 10-bed military unit, which is reserved specifically for active duty and veteran females with military sexual trauma, PTSD, and dual diagnosis. In addition, we work closely with the VA systems throughout the state to treat veterans, and I've kind of taken it on as my own personal passion to really make sure every veteran gets the help that they need and that they're working with the VA to coordinate their care.
Yeah. Again, another one of the groups in town that works very closely with and for veterans. So we really appreciate the Vines. And they've been, with their resources, very generous to Vets Helping Vets as well. So we appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Pastor Edwin Quintana. I'm a local pastor. I oversee the Inter-Americas Chaplain Association, and I'm proud to work with Hank with Veterans Helping Vets as a chaplain at Veterans Helping Vets. And our group in helping veterans, and not just veterans, but people in the community like the homeless. But there's so much need out there with veterans, and we see it every day at the veterans resource center here in town. But I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me here, Hank.
Again, thank you for all you do, because everybody sort of downplays what they do in the community, but these folks really do a lot in the community, both here, Orlando, and throughout Florida, are really better off and much better off for your services. So we appreciate you being here. Larry, I know you want to take your commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll talk, or you want to wait a few minutes?
We can do it right now. Yeah.
Okay, good. Then we'll come back. We'll have some free time to.
Very good. We'll be
Talk
right
about
back
some
with
things.
Veterans News.
Thank you.
The show, by the way, is a full hour today, so we have all the way till 10 o'clock. If you want to call, you taking calls today, Hank?
Yeah, if they want to call in, but we have a lot to talk about. But if they like to call in, they're certainly welcome to. I always like to hear them at the beginning of the year.
All right. The number is 622-9622. We will be right back.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Is that couch cushion sinking lower every time you sit in it? Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's Upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's Upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
All right, 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, let's return to Veterans News with Hank Whittier. Hank.
We're back, and again, continue to tell you Happy New Year and looking for great things. But listen, I'd like to start off and talk about our fundraiser and your event in Orlando to honor first responders. You know, we just mentioned casualties. We know that they're out there every day on our behalf, and sometimes they make sacrifices beyond our imagination. But you have a very large fundraiser and event coming up to honor those folks.
Yes, we're going to be holding this incredible, it's the first annual one that we've done. We're going to hold it in Orlando, but it's here in Florida. And we're going to be serving a full breakfast to all first responders. And of course, we're not charging them, but we're thanking the different people that are giving to help sponsor the tables, different businesses, churches, ministries, organizations that want to help sponsor so that we can just honor them and let them know how much they're appreciated and loved. We have a platinum, a gold, a silver, and if they just want to sponsor a table, we're doing that. And, we just want to let our first responders know how much they are appreciated and for all that they do in our community. We are giving them we're working with the American Bible Society, and you and Jinky came and shared your testimony about some of the things that you've been through, and they're putting together a little book of encouragement or devotional book, whatever you want to call it, and with all the local responders that came, we had about 65 come and share their testimony. It was very, very touching because every one of them said how they feel so many people, haven't really honored them or given them due kindness, for all that they've done. And they shared such incredible words of things that they've gone through and how they've walked through different stages of their life, through different things that have happened to them through their work. And it was just very encouraging. So we're going to be giving out a very special Bible for our law enforcement and for firefighters. So we have a blue line and a red line Bible encouragement book, and then we're giving them a stainless steel tumbler that says Psalms 91. We want them to know that they're under the protection of God and that there are people like us and many ministries and organizations that are keeping them and their families covered in prayer, and that they really are loved and respected and being honored. And that's what we're doing.
Okay, so that's February the 8th.
Yeah,
And then and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there. I know that the Vines is already, I guess I can say it, she's already.
Yeah, she's going to help.
Yeah, she's already done that, and I thought she would. That's why we invited her.
That's all right.
Now, what I want to do is, you see, the real challenge is to get Rick to make a commitment. We'll see.
Come on, Rick.
But you know,
and it's going to be so special. Yeah, we'll pass these out to everyone.
and of course, Vets Helping Vets is going to be down there as well, and we're bringing some people with us. So, but if people, and I know they do, because I think people's hearts are out there and they understand what these people do for us every day. If they're interested in doing that, how do they do that, and who do they contact?
Okay, they need to just, they can contact, I'll give them a phone number, and we have a website too. They could go to a website, and it's First Responders with an S, prayerbreakfast.org. I know it's a long one, but if you go to that, you can see the website, First Responders with an S, prayerbreakfast.org, and everything's on the website. It shows the different levels of sponsorship, and if they're a first responder, we want them to go on the website, and they'll just go to the first responder, and they don't get charged. We don't want them to pay. We want them to come and be our guest, so we can honor them and love on them and, say prayers over them. And we are looking forward to them just, doing that. If they could call at 602, which is an Arizona number. but that's the number, 602-568-5053, and that's a phone that's with me all the time. So if anybody has any questions, they can call, and I can direct them or help them on the website if they need that, if need be. And you can also call you.
You can call us as well. Sure, we'd be glad.
You all know too, all
That's
the
right.
info.
We'd be glad to help out. We'll pass that on. And I get again, people never write, as you well know, as quickly as we talk. I hate to ask you to do it again, but do it one more time.
So it's first, the website is First Responders prayerbreakfast.org. And that's just easy because it's a prayer breakfast and it's for first responders. So First Responders prayerbreakfast.org, O-R-G, not com.org. And then my phone that you can reach me at is Oralina. My name is Oralina, and that's O-R-A-L-E-N-A, and it's spelled just like it's pronounced just like it's spelled. And that's at 602-568-5053, or you can call Hank.
Call Hank. That's a lot easier to spell.
On his cell.
That's right.
Hank, H-A-N-K.
Don't call him my cell because I don't answer. Okay.
No, don't call Jinky's cell.
Call Jinky's cell. That's right. Yeah.
Jinky
will answer.
She loves
That's
pictures
right.
too. So anyway, but at least we're having a lot of fun, and we just want people to know we're inviting churches and local businesses and service businesses that want to support this First Responders event, and it's going to be at right there at the Orlando First Baptist Orlando on 3000 South John Young Parkway in Orlando. The doors open at 7. We're going to start promptly at 7:30 in the morning, and we will be done by 9. And we're going to have a special speakers, and it's going to be really nice. We're hoping the governor's coming, but we're not sure if he's going to make it. We're waiting to hear. We should know before tomorrow's out. But whoever is going to come, it will be a very big blessing. And we have gifts for everybody and a delicious breakfast with eggs and bacon and sausage and potatoes and grits. And we're going to have it all, fruits and and toast and biscuits and gravy and everything, because we want to serve them the best. I know. Let's go have breakfast.
Now, Oralina, I understand you're going to have room for 1,200 first responders there.
Yep, 1,200 first responders will be there.
And I also understand that we have tentatively one U.S. Senator to come and visit us.
Yes, probably a couple of them, hopefully.
Hank is looking to help us with our second.
I'm
US
cleaning
order.
the tables that day.
Oh gosh,
I'm very good at that. No, really.
Cleaning
Bussing
tables?
the tables are my specialty.
And taking pictures.
We did a pancake breakfast, and I was the perfect table cleaner. I don't know what they busboy, I guess is what it is. So you haven't seen me in action, Edwin. And you're going to be there with some of your folks. And I understand. So at the tables, you buy a table, and then some of the first responders actually sit with you as well. Is
Yes,
that correct?
we like them to, if they sponsor a table, to bring 2 to 4 people from their organization. And then we will sit first responders at their table, because the whole idea is to, get to know our first responders and, become friends with them, hopefully, and remember them on their special birthdays or holidays or anniversaries, and just be there to support them and let them know that we care.
Yeah, I think, the overwhelming 99.9% of the people in this country do appreciate them. But they don't hear that because they deal with people who obviously don't much care about them. And as my son is
And a lot of them are veterans.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Yes,
Yeah, there's a
a
real
lot of
connection between veterans
Lots.
and law enforcement and firefighters. You say a lot of them are. That's a career choice a lot of them make. So, and a lot of things you talk about,
Right.
a lot of times veterans don't feel that way either. They feel like, do people really appreciate the sacrifice? And people do, but people just have a hard time expressing it. So this is a way to express the thanks and the gratitude. And thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me come on and share about this. And we're hoping that, people are listening, some of our churches and local businesses and the service businesses, and that they'll reach out and help us. It'll be a blessing.
A phone call?
No, we have a break. We have a break coming up.
Yeah, Larry gives me all these hand gestures, and I'm not sure exactly what he's doing sometimes.
All right, we'll be right back. We've got a half hour left, by the way. If you want to call in, the number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump's lawyers have sent a letter to former advisor Steve Bannon demanding that he stop making negative comments about the president and his family.
White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders said the president was less than pleased when he read Bannon's comments in a new book.
I think furious, disgusted would probably certainly fit when you make such outrageous claims and completely false claims.
Bannon on his radio show said that the president is a great man and he supports him day in and day out.
Fox's John Decker at the White House. There's a winter storm blowing up the East Coast in the San Francisco area, a middle-of-the-night earthquake.
With a magnitude 4.4 earthquake, other than minor injuries from things falling off of shelves, we don't really expect to see many reports of any type of damage or injuries.
That's Robert Sanders with the U.S. Geological Survey. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Ken Fisher, founder and executive chairman of Fisher Investments.
We don't sell annuities. We'll never sell annuities. Most annuities have nosebleed level fees, don't do what the customer thinks they do, have tremendous tax problems, are hard to get out of once you're in them, and are extremely confusing.
Don't let the sound of guaranteed income lead you to financial headache. Call now for your free report, Annuity Insights, and find out why legendary money manager Ken Fisher hates annuities. Call 1-800-859-5500 and see what you might be getting into.
Anything you want to do with annuities, there's a better way to do. If you have more than $500,000 to invest, talk to us.
Get your free report, Annuity Insights, and find out the 9 questions every annuity investor should ask. Call now, 1-800-859-5500. That's 1-800-859-5500.
Tired of looking at stained carpets, dirty tile, or grout? Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Make your flooring look great again. Stains, pet odors, allergies. Call Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. From serving our country to serving our community. Silverback Restoration, 414-5312. Residential and commercial. Their work is guaranteed along with your satisfaction. Check their website, silverbackrestoration.com.
Direct Connect to UCF, where students who attend the College of Central Florida and graduate with an AA or articulated AS degree are guaranteed admission to the University of Central Florida. Success coaches are ready and waiting to assist you in designing an educational plan that is right for you in any of their locations across Central Florida. Remember, connecting is easy and guaranteed. Find out more at directconnecttoUCF.com.
Hey, this is Matt Wilkerson from Verizon. You work all day, right? So why would you want to spend your night out shopping for that new phone? Well, Marion County, let me and Verizon help you out. I can deliver to your home or office, saving you precious time. Phone, tablets, internet, home phones, even accessories. Whatever you need, we will deliver free of charge. Call me at the store, 352-528-0020. That's 528-0020.
With a graduate degree in management and leadership from Webster University, there'll never be a better time for you to explore what's next in your career. Classes are scheduled so you can continue your normal workday routine, and the accelerated program means a new term starts about every 10 weeks. If you're looking to gain a broad general management and leadership perspective, then Webster University's Management and Leadership degree program is the right one for you. It's all a part of what's next at Webster University.
Go to webster.edu/manage, accredited by ACBSP.
26 minutes before 10 o'clock, 28 degrees, by the way. There's a hard freeze warning in effect for tonight. We will return to Veterans News in a moment. I wanted to let you know that Veterans News is brought to you by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery at 2610 Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. When it comes to landscaping, Bob Wine's has what you need. Everything from small plants to large trees, mulch, fertilizer, and so much more. Bob Wine's will even deliver, plant, and guarantee their trees. They've been serving Ocala since 1952, and they offer a 10% discount to veterans. And Veterans News is also brought to you by Hires Baxley Funeral Services and Highland Memorial Park. Hires Baxley has had generations of families honor them with their trust and confidence. They believe it's because for the last 128 years, their team of caring professionals have established a reputation of serving families with excellence and compassion. Hires Baxley is at 910 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Give them a call, 629-7171, or go online to hiresbaxley.com, hires-baxley.com. Let's return now to Hank Whittier and Veterans News.
Okay. Hey, Larry, thanks for I know you're not feeling well today, so thanks for hanging in there and putting up with us. We appreciate you, buddy. We really do. Yeah, Larry and I have been doing this. I keep on saying a couple of years. It's been, what, 10, 15 years? I don't know.
Wow.
It's a long time. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, long time. He survived. It's amazing. But listen, tell us what's going on at the Vines. Some new things. You
exciting
talked
stuff.
about the beds, and I know some other things are going on with you guys.
Yep. So we are very committed to our veterans there at the Vines, and myself included. Our Director of Clinical Services, Lisa Quintana, no relation to Chaplain Quintana here. She's actually an Army vet herself, and she is kind of the brains behind our military program that we opened up. So I'm super excited about that. We've been working on it for about 2 years. The Vines is part of Universal Health Services, which has about 260 hospitals around the world. And out of those 260 some odd hospitals, only 24 are designated as Patriot Support hospitals, meaning that we have special designated programming for veterans and active duty. We're kind of held to a higher standard and certain code of conduct. So we have been designated now an official Patriot Support Program hospital, which is extremely exciting for me. So what we do is we travel around, we go to military bases throughout the country, veterans hospitals, CBOCs, and just let everybody know about our program. So aside from our 10-bed active duty and veteran female unit, we also treat male and female veterans on our civilian side. So we have a dedicated military liaison who coordinates care with the VA, making sure that every veteran that leaves our facility has continuity of care with their VA system. We work with the VA providers to coordinate that care. And say, for example, we have a veteran come in who's having a substance abuse issue and detoxes. We make sure that they have their follow-up appointments at their VA clinic. We work with the VA doctor to even sometimes, we never want to replace the care of the VA, but we want to add to it. So we have an intensive outpatient program and a PHP program for a 3 and 5 day a week outpatient to give that added support to our veterans who maybe can't get into their CBOC frequently enough to maintain their sobriety or keep up with their PTSD symptoms. So we really work each veteran that comes in our door, every patient in general, is treated individually. So there's no cookie cutter treatment at the Vines. Some patients might come in and stay a few days and be stabilized and be okay to go back out into the community. Others may need a longer length of stay. So we really, our doctors and our clinical team, I just can't say enough about them. They're fantastic. They really make sure that every person that comes through that door gets the treatment that they need.
That's great.
Yeah, Rick's got a question.
Yeah, in your introduction, you mentioned about your program working with not just the PTSD, but more specifically with the MST.
Military sexual trauma, yeah.
And, we represent way too many, both male and female, MST victims.
Wow.
And I don't think the public realizes how much of a problem that really is currently.
I think the statistics are, I don't want to misquote, but last I heard, I thought it was 1 in 4 females have experienced military sexual trauma and 1 in 30 males have experienced military sexual trauma. So it's really an epidemic that the VA thankfully has recognized and is really putting some measures in place to that everyone gets a screening now when they come into the VA.
Just to give you a heads up, though, because we do the compensation side for that specific disability.
Right.
They aren't as quick to grant the disability compensation. I mean, you have to really prove, and so many times, and I'm sure you see this, you get a female who's a victim of MST, not once, twice, 3 times, not just sexual assault, but actual rape by a supervisor, and she doesn't report it. And she's told, if you report it, your life is going to be miserable. And she's still in a male army. This is a men's army. It's not a mixed yet. And so now they get out and they've got this PTSD as a result of the MST. And they go to the VA, and oftentimes the first time that they even mention it to anybody is when they go to their psychologist. And then that's kind of passing, like, by the way, I was raped when I was in the Navy. And it's like, really? So it's great that you're doing this because it is a huge problem.
What we're seeing is, because MST in and of itself is not a diagnosis, of course.
Right.
So it's the symptoms of the MST, which is where the PTS comes in, and the substance use disorders and the dual diagnosis and the anxiety, the depression, all of that. So what we try to do in that program is really hone in on the individual. What is impacting the individual the most? Is it substance abuse? Maybe it's not. We have some females that come in that, praise God, have no substance abuse issues. But addiction comes in many forms. It's not just in the form of substance. It could be in relationships. It could be in unhealthy relationships and being addicted to, a certain type of man or a certain type of relationship that's abusive. Eating disorders, comes in many forms. So we really try to hone in on that individual. So although there's group sessions, because we believe that the peer support is really important, it's an important aspect of their healing to work with other females who have experienced the same thing. We also understand that every female that comes through that program is an individual and has their own individual battles that they're fighting. So they get individual time with their therapist who will help them work through, and when appropriate, we involve family. We encourage family involvement. We kind of believe in the whole mind, body, spirit healing. It's not just, clinical. We do equine therapy in the program.
Awesome.
So we take them off site. We do equine therapy. We take them to Shalom Park and let them do the trauma rocks. And
so you're not just throwing medication at them like they do at the VA, which is another problem.
Yes.
You know that, Hank, that.
And that's the thing. We work really close with our military bases and our VAs with regard to the formularies and what's allowed, because we understand certain, antipsychotics and certain drugs are not allowed, will make you not deployable. So we make sure we work very closely with command when they're active duty and with the VA when they're veterans to make sure that they're able to have access to the medications, that it's not anything that's going to be unreasonable when they discharge from us.
Yeah, recently you helped one of our veterans in the Veterans Treatment Court, and really did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Real severe problems, real severe issues y'all did. Really
we do a lot of work with
real
our veterans in Veterans Court.
So if I'm in the community, I want to reach out to the Vines, I want to reach out to these specific programs, who do I call?
You can call our main number, which is 352-671-3130. We are available 24/7. We offer free assessments. So if somebody is in the community is just not feeling, that they're best, they feel like they might need to talk to someone, they can come without an appointment 24/7. If it's after 9 p.m., I think it is, our lobby locks, so you'll have to go around the back to our Baker Act entrance and ring the bell, and someone will come and get you. There's no obligation. If you just, like I say, if you feel something is off, you need help, please, please, please reach out, because the stigma around mental health disgusts me, and as a society, we must get a handle on not making fun of those who are suffering with mental illness. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. Hollywood likes to make a joke of, the homeless person on the street talking to themselves. That's schizophrenia. That's a disease, no different than heart disease or diabetes. As a community, we all need to band together. And when we see this, call them out on it, because people are ashamed to go get help, and that is there's nothing sadder to me when I see someone who, and I've had these conversations with people who call in, and I had one gentleman, and he was whispering into the phone, and he was probably in his 50s, and I said, well, sir, I can't hardly hear you. He says, well, my brother's outside, and I don't want him to hear me on the phone. And that broke my heart, because here's a grown man who's suicidal, who's needing help, and he's embarrassed that his family member is going to judge him for getting help. And I don't want anyone to ever feel that way, and that's why we're here, to help serve our community and help people who are in need. And don't be embarrassed. Reach out, 352-671-3130. Like I say, we're there 24/7.
Give us the address, too.
It's 3130, just like the number, Southwest 27th Avenue in Ocala. We are right up the road from Zaxby's and Goodwill on 27th Avenue, directly behind the mall.
Very good. Thank you for that information. And again, we appreciate all you do out there. And I have firsthand knowledge of what you do, because a lot of the vets we deal with have needed, extend more care than we can offer them. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. So the highlights of the show have already been done. Now. Here we go.
You want to take a break?
We'll take a break and catch your breath, and then we'll put the attorney on.
Take a deep breath.
A is the assessment to determine what the guest needs. B is for basic care, which is excellent nursing and therapy. And C is for consistency, to provide what's needed throughout the stay. Fast Track. Palm Garden will get you home fast, really, really fast. Take a fast tour of Palm Garden, located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals. There are only a few things in life that you can be certain will always be around: death, taxes, the pursuit of happiness, and computers. As they continue to advance at an epic pace, the one absolute certainty about them is that they'll break. It's not an if, it's a when. And when it happens, bring it to the only company in Ocala that's certified in Apple and Microsoft, Ocala Mac and PC Repair. They even offer on-site computer repair service, so they come to you. And if you do drop it off, you can check your repair status online. Ocala Mac and PC Repair is a family-owned and operated company that can do everything from mobile repair to wireless networks, fixing viruses, data recovery, even building and installing new systems. Visit online at ocalamacpc.com. In person, 1713 East Silver Springs Boulevard, or give them a call, 352-566 352-566-8324. That's 352-566-8324. Ocala Mac and PC Repair.
All right, 14 minutes before 10 o'clock and 35 degrees out there, by the way. Let's return to Hank Whittier and Veterans News.
It's summertime almost, huh? It was 26, I think, this morning. So before we go to Rick, what's happening with Caliber? You look shocked. What's happening?
Because I'm texting somebody.
Okay, what's happening with Caliber Home Loans? You're in our building.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're helping veterans get mortgages and buy houses.
Like you, I did your loan.
Yeah, but you charged me 33%. Yeah, she told me that was a great deal.
That's a special rate for you, Hank.
Oh, I'm sure it was. Anything new? Anything exciting? You have some special things for veterans to.
You didn't tell me you were going to ask me this question.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we are we are having a promotion for anything that's originated VA loan in our building. $1,300 closing costs paid by the lender, by Caliber. And we not only do VA loans, of course, we do all kinds of loans aside from VA. We also have special loans for people who just got out of bankruptcy, short sale, foreclosure, and a lot more stuff.
Yeah, well, the reason I brought you up is because really you, it's a lot of it's you and the hard work you do. You do outstanding work with veterans, getting people I never thought would qualify to buy a home. I've worked with them. I couldn't see them but you advise them, you counsel them, and through your hard work, you're able to get them into. I mean, that's the American dream. Hey, let's own my own home. Let's do all those things that other people are doing. And some of them don't think they can do it until they meet you and they realize that they listen to your advice. And in most cases, they're successful.
Yeah, actually, I just remember now. I had a success story, and I will not mention her name, but she was a homeless veteran, and she will never forget the story when you were in the old building with Vets Helping Vets. So she came to me, and all she wanted was a rental because her house where she's renting is kind of in a bad shape. I ended up closing her loan like 2 weeks ago, and she could not believe she is actually a homeowner after being homeless.
From homelessness to home ownership.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great. We may even use that from homelessness to home ownership.
And actually,
like
there's two
that.
of them.
Yeah, well, I know the lady well, and we helped her out, with some really basic things. So, you love to see those sort of things. So.
That's a good
And
story.
thank you for the opportunity being in your building, just so you know. So I'm very.
It's a pleasure to work with me, isn't it?
Not really, not with you.
Boy, the flowering.
Yeah, right. People are unaccustomed to me saying, I don't say. In the building, I'm a little different. It really does. Yeah. Well, Rick,
how great we are.
We have a new year. How great thou art. Yeah. We have a new year, and I know there's a lot of changes in the VA, particularly as it relates to claims and some things you're going to update us on. So you got about 10 minutes, Larry? I can't quite. About 10 minutes.
Well, let me first of all, I want to say I'm really honored to be here, Hank. Thanks for having me in today to meet all these wonderful people and to hear everything that's being done. It's good stuff that we're continuing to help out the veteran because the veteran needs the help. Unfortunately, the VA. I'm an advocate, so if I kind of come off a little bit strong against the VA, it's because I'm an advocate, and it has become an adversarial process. Notwithstanding what our politicians want us to believe, that they're there to assist. It is not. It's a very complicated process. There are 2 books. They're about this thick, about 3 inches thick a piece, which technically speaking, a veteran would have to understand and know in order for that person to be able to process its own claims. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. It's thicker than the Internal Revenue Code. And we know how disastrous that is. But it is an adversarial process, and it's important for the veteran to realize that they need a good team, and this is a team right here. But some of the things that are going on, we talked about the duty to assist. Well, since the VA started, 1921 is when it started. Part of the process, part of the policy, was that the VA had a duty to assist the veteran. And by that I mean is when a veteran discharges, separates from service, he or she should be able to show up at the local VA regional office, say, here's my DD-214, my separation papers, and I suffered this, and that, and can you help me? You'd think it'd be so easy. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Come on in. Sit down. Let's see what we can do to help you. Well, that isn't what happens, and we were talking about that before.
Yes.
The wall goes up. You're fine. You're okay. Diminishing the service that particular soldier, male or female, encountered, and then they walk away. So there was that duty to assist. Well, part of the legislation that came out in 2017 was the Veteran Appeals Improvement and Modernization Act of 2017. And my law partner and I have been following this legislation for quite some time during the year of 2017. And it's designed to streamline the process and get the veteran the benefits that they've earned more quickly. That's the theory. Unfortunately, the way David and I, my law partner David Corey, and I have analyzed this legislation from cover to cover, it's going to do anything but that. What it's going to do from the VA's point of view is it's going to, yes, streamline so that they can more quickly deny the veteran their benefits. It's going to create a more complicated system for the veteran. So the long and short of it is it's not helping the veteran. In addition to that, I talked about the duty to assist. Well, it eliminates the duty to assist. So when I used to appear whether it's at the regional level in St. Pete or at the Board of Veteran Appeals up in D.C., and I would mention, by the way, Judge, hearing officer, you have a duty to assist this veteran. What additional evidence do we need in order to get a favorable result for our client? Do you need another psychological opinion? Do you need another medical opinion, a hearing opinion? What do you need to put this veteran over top so we can get that veteran the compensation that he or she needs? Well, they don't have to do that anymore. They won't have to. They don't have that duty to assist. So it becomes, again, a more adversarial process. And I know you're all looking at me when we talk about this compensation, and Hank knows this. We're not talking about a lot of money. We're talking about a veteran who, if he's 100, he or she's 100%, is looking at approximately $3,000 a month, $36,000 a year. You got some benefits with being, compensated at a certain percentages, but we all know at $36,000 a year, we're not talking about a veteran going out and buying big homes or being able to, they just want to put bread on the table, food on the table. I remember one veteran when I won his case for him, and I got him a retroactive check for about $150,000, and now he's getting 100% going forward. He called me up from Publix, and this guy had no compensation before. He was barely making ends meet. He was living with his parents. He was 54 years old, and he called me up from Publix. He just got a cell phone. He never had a cell phone before, so he's like happy he got a cell phone, right? And he calls me up, and I said, "Are you all right? You all right? Every time you call me, there's something going wrong." "Oh no, everything's great." He goes, "I'm in Publix. I don't know what to buy. I'm walking down the ice cream. Do you think I can get a gallon of ice cream? I never bought a gallon of ice cream before." I mean, these are real stories, and you've seen them.
Yes.
We're not making this stuff up, and so our VA needs to do more. We're Congressman Bill Arakis from over on the West Coast there. Again, he talked about all the accomplishments that Congress made this past year. Well, if you look at the legislation, and it was all bipartisan, it all passed. You can't say no to the veteran. And my personal feeling is that the veteran only represented about 8% of the population. Out of that 8%, we don't really know how many really vote. So the veteran, as a voting block, now I know in Ocala, Hank, you and I have talked about how it could be even more important, but as a voting block, it really doesn't affect who gets elected or not. But what is important is that if you are a politician and you come out negative toward the veteran or any legislation, well, that's going to hurt you with the civilian population. So you've got to be on board with the veterans. You got to say, this is what we're doing. So all the legislation is pretty much bipartisan. Unfortunately, these men and women in Congress aren't reading all the legislation. They could be doing so much more. And, David and I are going to be following this legislation. One of the things in the healthcare area, they should be hiring more medical personnel to fill thousands of vacancies. Currently, there is 37,000 healthcare vacancies. which have not been filled since Secretary Shulkin's been there 1 year, since Trump's been there 1 year. These vacancies remain, and these are positions that could help our veterans. Why aren't they being filled? Recently, there's legislation that came out about the Accountability Act, which is supposed to get rid of the dead wood within the VA system. And a recent report said that they fired 500 people this past year. Well, there are 300,000 people in the VA system working there. And I can tell you from personal experience, 500 is a good start, but we could be doing a lot better than that. And not only that, but it's hard to tell where that 500 is, and I deal primarily with the compensation side. I have yet to hear anyone being fired on the compensation side. So there's so much that still needs to be done. Dave and I are going to be tracking this Veteran Appeals Improvement and Modernization Act, which we really won't know the results of the benefit of that until about 2019. So it's going to take another year and a half. Another thing, just to give you, there are 450,000 cases currently in the backlog for veterans, 450,000. And the VA is currently working on 2013, 2014 cases. So if I file a claim this year, 2018, chances are that veteran's not going to get hear some sort of news, a decision, until about 2021.
Okay. Rick, we're almost out of time, so let me, about 2 minutes. If, and these are very complex issues you deal with, and I agree with you about the VA, and I think anybody who's served, and we've seen the delays and the obstacles sometimes put in front of veterans to get what they deserve, what they've earned. So people like you help them, and I really value that. And so if I wanted to get a hold of you, I wanted to ask you some questions related to these sort of things.
Sure.
A family member may want to do that. How do they get a hold of you?
You can call me at 727-612-1515. That's 727-612-1515. Our website is CoreyandHurleyLawGroup.com. We have offices in Tampa, Brandon, Hernando, and St. Pete. So we're all over the place. So.
Appreciate it. Edwin, I forgot about you. I didn't ask you anything today. Would you like to join in and say something we need to know? I know. Listen, let's give Diane Coleman a little pat on the back for all her hard work and taking care of people on the streets and the homeless and all the other things that she's doing, particularly during this cold weather. And you, I know you've been involved in that, so thank you for doing that.
Diane Coleman is a big blessing, both to the Veteran Resource case managers and our chaplains, and we just want to continue to expand the help for the veterans and working together with these various agencies to accomplish that, putting the veterans' interests first, and there's a lot of need out there.
Yeah. You can reach, of course, you can reach me at 433-2320, and I'm there most of the time, except when I'm at a meeting someplace, but I'm there most of the time. We'll be having some evening hours starting next week on Wednesdays. We'll be open to 6:30. And then pretty soon we'll be open on Saturdays as well. But for now, next Wednesday's our first late evening, and we'll be open to 6:30. And give us a call if you need to be seen. You're working, you can't get there. You need to give us a buzz, and we'll help you as much as we can. Larry, thank you again for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. I know you're under the weather.
Thanks.
And like I tell you every week, thank you for your service, and God bless America, everybody. Thank you.